The SuperCoach season is done for 2025 and we've given away 50K. It was a hot matchup, a thriller to finish the season. We are going to talk to the number 1 and number 2 coaches here on the Phantom's Lair podcast, the post-round 24 edition. This is the Phantom speaking, back again with me, as they have been most of the year. Hayden, Doss, Chief, Muscles, Kenny.
And number 1, the GOAT of this podcast, the season-long top of the pod, dare we say, Vance.
5 names is here too. Best bloke on the pod, 5 names.
Yep. And the reigning top of the
top
pod.
of the
pod. Reigning top of the pod here. Dossie is actually bottom of the pod, and you'll be all summer long
exactly.
as that.
The last bottom of the pod, the last bottom of the pod, king of bop for the year is the Chief, and you won't get until round 1 next year to lose that title. How do you feel?
Well, it's fine because I'm the reigning top of the pod season long. Reigning top of the pod season long. Getting rid of those buttons for you there, Sim. But yeah, very happy with the season, but yeah, bit of a tough end to the season, and excited though to talk to the real champs of the SuperCoach season and the number 1 overall.
You're a different type of champ, but it was the it was the race. We're all in the group chat here. I was chasing you down. I was Naz, and you were getting worried there for a while. The group chat, it was an absolute panic. Friday night, 5 names.
Yep.
Sam Flanders was the sub. Absolute meltdown from Doss. He ended up deciding to play Sam Flanders as the sub.
Yeah, look, I have faith in my squad. Have faith in the boys.
I reckon he's bottled under pressure.
He should have played more time on ground. I mean, look at the Suns. Look at what they've done to their season. So would have turned up if he had a full game.
Was a fitting end to our battle, though.
It was.
At the start of the year, you said Dane Zorko, my worst pick of the season. That was a quote.
Yep.
Back-to-back 130s to start the year. Came down to the final game of the season. It was Zorko v. McCluggage. Whoever scored more was going to win overall top of the pod.
It was, yes. And the Clug came through.
Yep.
My boy.
Dane
129
Zorko.
in the final game.
In the pan. Zorko.
Yep. Zorko in the pan to finish off the season. But Phantom, before we do get to the exciting part of the pod, talking to, as I said, the real stars of the show, the number 1 overall winner, 50K richer as well. We'll be talking to them later on. Let's announce who they are very shortly as well.
Yep.
Let's just quickly recap our round and then we'll get to, as I said, the stars of the show, number 1 and the runner-up, kind enough to join us on the show today. How'd you go, Phantom?
Middle of the pod for me. 2495, a final season rank of 3,352, down 200 spots to finish. Just could not make up any ground. Never really recovered from that bye round mid-season slump. Start off okay, had Sherry, a few letdowns will come in the heroes and villains, but am I happy with how it finished? Not really. Not hugely disappointed with the rank in a tough year, but it promised a lot more midway through the year, but plenty of lessons to take into 2026.
Yep. So middle of the pod.
Mid. I'm just mid.
You're mid all around. Year-long mid.
Yep. That's the year on top of the pod now.
Hey!
And I'll have this over summer, and I'll have this going in there.
Top of the pod.
My final score was 2570.
Top of the pod.
Oof, that is good.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even going to put the cheer sound effects on for that one. It was good.
Oh, I'll clap myself.
You're like that bloke at footy training who just coasts for the first 9 runs and then is the first one across the line on the final sprint.
Absolutely. You know, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And not about how you went in the middle as well, because towards the end, it was getting bad. But I finished season rank 11,792. We don't worry about that.
It's very Europe. Yeah.
Well, no, I ran out of trades when I went to Europe.
Now you are the season
king of bop. Wow, we
chuck that on if you want to, Sim.
Nah,
the king of bop.
I've got him a crown.
You have to put it on right now as well.
No, I don't think so. But anyway, I am the king of bop for this particular round. Score of 2,455 to finish off. Season-long rank, 2,969. Unfortunate to see top 2% in the end. So.
Saved by the bell, you're in free fall. Your team.
Very happy with that, though. Not a bad rank from old Dossie. I didn't free fall as much as I did last year, so I'm going to take that away as a win for the season. But let's get into our round 24 and the final of the year, Heroes and Villains. Take it away, Fan.
My hero of the week has to be Tristan Sherry again. 186 points. Again, like I said last week, didn't hold him by choice. Had no trades, but it's worked out very well and got me close to you. He's the reason I got close to you and didn't keep falling. So Tristan Sherry, good hero to finish. A SuperCoach hero he is. We know he is.
Yep. May very well be the hero of the number one overall as well. Had him VC. So huge performance from Tristan Sherry. Back-to-back 180s to finish the season. Unbelievable. Tim?
My hero, little Zach Butters.
Yeah.
191. We should have known it was going to happen. He was always going to rock up for Ken.
Yep.
Yeah, just tackled everything. He absolutely, he just feasted. It was, yeah.
Your mate Ken as well.
Oh, my Ken. That was fun.
My hero for the week, Angus Clark. My bench loophole, 106 points. Season career high, 106 in the final round. I know lots of people would have been in the same boat. Got the loophole on the Friday, was it? Very happy with that from Angus Clark. Didn't have to worry about that score. Still fluffed it up with the Flanders on field.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. How about your villain?
Angus Clark won you the final. It's unbelievable. Are you happy with that? Are you
think
proud
you
of
might
that?
have had a say in the number one as well.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
You're my villain this week in the group chat. I don't even know when this was. Yesterday afternoon, just after you said Dossie almost put Whitfield skipper again, your almost team. Like, how much? Where's a 50k check for the almost competition? Then 5 names. Dossie said Dossie done. 5 names followed up with RIP Dossie, if you like it. And then your machine over there, you do all your sounds with, you posted the user guide in the group chat because you were going to make 5 names and I do it, control the pod, produce the pod because you were going to spit the dummy halfway through the round.
And he's also very angry today. He's very
grumpy, bossy.
Bit grumpy. It is late. I mean, we are recording at 4:41 p.m. Adelaide time at the moment. Bit of a late record there for the boys.
Poor old Dossie. I thought I was going to be okay because Bont was on 10 at quarter time. Got his projected exactly.
Wow.
SuperCoach Plus projected 144.
Good advertisement for SuperCoach Plus
there. Get it next year.
Let's wrap up our heroes or villains.
Villains. Sam Darcy.
Again?
Yeah, he got 55. Of course.
No. What about Ross? Who's going to villain Ross?
I don't have McRae.
He might be in the pan.
I was almost going to put McRae my hero for getting 60 and 20% time on ground.
Yeah, no, Sam Darcy just didn't like the game's there for you. At one point I thought, and there was one time I was like, hang on, what's going on here? I talked to Mark. It was like on 50 and he didn't go back. I think he tried to like hand it off. Oh no, that's it. Yeah. He tried to like kick it to Riley West or something in the pocket. And he's like, you're never going to keep that goal. It was like, go back, show some, balls.
Go.
Kick the goal yourself.
Yep. Slot it through.
The dog's probably all in the pan, I reckon.
Yeah.
Western Bulldogs is the club.
Apart from Bont.
Bailey Dale can join him.
Oh.
Matty Rowe's probably my villain though for the week. So he scored a 67, 7 points more than McRae managed in 2 minutes on the field.
Has he arrived at Adelaide Oval yet?
Yeah.
Some would say he's still getting called holding the ball.
Oh.
Very disappointing from Matty Rowe. All right. It's time to get into the good stuff and why you're all here to listen to the people that really got the job done this season in season 2025. Let's wrap up who were the winners and the final ranks in season 2025 of SuperCoach. What's the goss with DOS and the winner of SuperCoach 2025, Dooz's Disciples, Coach Blake. Round of applause for him. Unbelievable season. Overtaking in the final round of the season. Our man Hok Baby, who joined us on the show just last week or the week before, Jordan, beat him by 20 points. So right on the line there. And
what was the difference?
And mind you, it was only 20
No,
points.
I mean like the players,
Oh, the difference, yeah. Well, Jordan, so he actually had a big round himself, scored 26.06. But the big difference, number one, had Tristan Sherry VC, the 186, a huge call by Blake. Also managed to get the sneaky Angus Clark emergency, which I do think
Unbelievable.
did play a big, no, not skillful coaching, did play that off the bench as well. So didn't play Tom McCarthy, which was basically, I mean, if he won by 20 points and that was a 23-point difference between McCarthy and Clark. Also was not an owner of Jack McRae on the final
To
game.
Ross Lyon has cost Hok Baby
Oh, no.
Well,
Oh, dear.
50K.
Ross definitely in the pan. We'll speak
Wowee.
to Hok Baby a bit later. Maybe he can put him in the pan himself. But
What was he feeling? I was out on Sunday looking at my phone. Couldn't believe it. I don't even and I wasn't only playing to chase you. I knew you had him.
I was nervous enough
Jack
just with that chase out. Imagine
Gee.
being up in the top 10. Yeah, so only 20 points difference in the end. Would have been a nervous wait for lockout there for both coaches. We do congratulate both and looking forward to speaking to them soon. But yeah, just an amazing season from all our top 10 coaches as well. I'll read out the names and we'll flash their teams on the screen if you are watching on the Code Sports YouTube channel. Going through our top 10, the prize winners. Dooz's Disciples in number 1, Hok Baby number 2, Birdie's Boys 3, absolutely washed 4, W5. Duke of Waverley, who we spoke to
Mitchie.
just last week, retained his spot at 6. Megarang Kennigan, I think that is, in at 7. Laser FC at 8. Number 9, we had Southern Bandits and the All-Stars in at 10.
What about the big one, though? Don't worry about the 50K.
The Lair League. We had also an overtake.
A massive
I know,
overtake.
huge jump. Congratulations to Lincoln, coach of Zesh Frenzy, coming in at number 1 in the Lair League, jumping up 18 spots.
What?
To come in to 18.
How?
2655. And get this as well. Beat number 2, who was coming first last week, Peter, 1 point
What?
in the Lair Listener League. So, yep. Lincoln, make sure you get in contact with us. I'll try and get your contact details as soon as I can as well there. But look, if you've got us on the DMs, just hit us up and we'll get that out to you soon. A nice little package of merch coming your way. Congratulations as well to Lincoln.
Plus down Dossie in your group chat.
Is the Harley Reid bubble figure going in? Is it true that you,
In your rage.
grumpy rage this afternoon, setting up the studio, broke Harley Reid? Is that a sign?
Those watching on
Have
the
you
YouTube
conceded?
channel, yeah, the
He's gone.
Harley Reid head in, I don't know, I hope not a bad omen there, has fallen off the table, head decapitated. One of his arms fell off as well. So, yeah, hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Need that signature ASAP, the boys.
Lincoln, the Lair League, had an Isaac Kako 98 covering for Isaac Rankin.
Oh,
Big,
Huge.
vital.
Important to note as well, so Dooz's Disciple, who came first, had a full 23, including Flex, we take off the 1. Had a Tyrell Dewar come in, thought that might be a bit of a difference maker covering for Rankin, was the sub and scored 26. So had no impact whatsoever. Both of them basically rolling, number 1 and number 2, thanks to Flex. Taking away that, basically donut or 26 for Dooz's Disciples there. Let's have a chat to him, shall we?
I think we should. And as the Chief mentioned, we've got someone who knows what they're talking about. The 2025 SuperCoach winner, Blake, is on the line. Blake, welcome to the Phantom's Lair and congratulations, the SuperCoach champion. How's it feel?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's pretty surreal. It hasn't really sunk in just yet.
Are you a long-time SuperCoach player? Tell us your SuperCoach history. Is this something you've done for a while? Are you new to the game? What's happened?
I think I was probably about 13 when my brother Braden got me into it. And as a pretty sort of a bit footy obsessed kid, I was pretty hooked straight away. I've probably played a bit over 10 years now, nearly 15 years. Yeah.
You've obviously crafted the perfect formula to build a SuperCoach team, but what do you do? What do you do for a living? And whereabouts are you in Australia?
I'm out at South Gippsland. I work with my family on our dairy farm. They're really great to work with, and they've always been pretty interested in my SuperCoach, especially this year. I think they're on fan footy just about as much as I was this weekend.
There it is, the ultimate, the cash cow. You are the cash cow. We talk about it. It's a key part of the game. You've obviously nailed it. How did the weekend play? You said your family obviously involved in your SuperCoach team in the footy nature. How did it play out? Did you watch every game? Did you put everything else off? How were the nerves?
I tried to watch as much as I could. I was working through the weekend, so I was listening to some of it just with my AirPods in, and it got to the Sunday night game, and I didn't have any players in it. So I think that's when I sort of tried to tune out a little bit, which was hard to do. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of nerves throughout the whole weekend. I don't know how much sleep I got, to be honest.
How confident were you last week heading in? You were 35 points behind the leader, Jordan Hok Baby, who spoke to us a couple of weeks back. Now, I know he mentioned to me that he was counting every point of difference and knew every single difference between yourself and him. Were you the same? Were you eyeing off the competition there and sort of seeing as the weekend went who was doing well compared to your team?
Yeah, definitely. I think with Hok Baby, he sort of overtook me earlier in the year. And from there, like, we were all really just playing catch up. And yeah, I sort of had it all written out, all the other teams. And I sort of knew that I had one big pod up my sleeve in Cherry. But yeah, I was sort of hoping that a few of their players, there's quite a few players that they all had that I didn't have. So that made especially the St Kilda game, that was quite tough to watch.
Let's go back to the start of the season. What was your starting team strategy?
Yeah, it was fairly basic, really, just sort of sticking to rookies and premiums. I think getting the right rookies in was what set me up. I was able to get the cash generation going sort of pretty early and start trading pretty early.
Getting your cash cows right, Chief. Again, there it is. Obviously a trading game, very heavy trading game, regardless of what happens at the start of the year. What were some of your best trades? Is there one that stands out, one that maybe set up your team or catapulted you in that chase of Hok Baby?
Yeah, well, I thought it was probably Max Gawn at the start of the year. I got him in at round 6, I think it was, for about 580K. And that was sort of the big trade for a lot of the season that just sort of got me going early. But then, yeah, like saving one trade right at the end when Brodie Grundy went down, and I saw that most teams in the top 10 had him. And yeah, it turned out the only trade I could have made to win was to get Cherry. And yeah, that will certainly be the trade that I never forget.
Oh, so you've only just traded Sherry back in when he returned?
Yeah, so I had him up until he got suspended, and then that went to Grundy, and then Grundy back to Cherry. So that sort of that was the last trade I had, and it was any other ruckman I brought in there, I don't think I would have finished above third. I think that had to be the move.
Wow. How about, was there one trade that you thought might have scuppered your chances? You know, like a bad trade. What do you reckon the worst trade was that you made this year?
Just you didn't bring in Sam Flanders. Didn't bring in Sam Flanders or Tim Kelly or anything.
You know what? I have some intel.
No Flanders. There was actually a couple. I think Nick Martin probably was the one. I took some advice from.
So Phantom nearly derailed it.
Yep. Well, I had some intel on that before the show, and I was like,
I was sort of hoping for a Harry Sheasel-esque type record-breaking performance.
Phantom, weren't we all?
But that's sort of that's just really unlucky. I think the actual worst trade I made was probably Shai Bolton. Like, as a Richmond man, I should have known better.
Wow, that's a big call. I want to know, how long do you spend sort of every week looking into SuperCoach, your research, your team selection, your trading, but also maybe specifically these last week or two on your captain selection as well? Because one of the big calls you did make was Sherry with the VC on that last round. How much time went into that as well?
Yeah, I think I spend a lot of time, especially at the start of the season, just with rookies and trading and captaincy, all that. As the season goes on, sort of tend to spend a bit less time. This year being a bit different, and the captaincy, quite often I'm looking to see what the top 1% is doing. and whether I need to play it safe and just go with one of the more popular players, or if I needed to go for a point of difference, which I did this week. And I just sort of thought Sherry coming off, he had a few weeks off there, fresh body, and all the other ruckmen are kind of battered and bruised at this time of year. Maybe you could get on top of Rob the same way he did Nank the previous week. So there's definitely a lot of time put into the captaincy at this stage.
That's an unbelievable move. A lesson I'm going to take from this chat and your win about saving trades. Is that something you're going to live by now in SuperCoach? Make sure you've got trades at the end?
Yeah, I think you can go hard early, but you've got to try and have one or two at the end. And I still had Rankin on the field, so I did run out right at the end. So, got to try and make sure there's one or two left still.
Now, we've just had a man come back from Europe, no doubt spending plenty of money over there. What are your plans with the big 50K check you've got coming your way?
Yeah, I'm not. It's hard to know. This I thought I was just going to be winning 1K like a week or two ago. To be honest, I was really just hoping to stay in the top 10. Everything's happened really fast. So yeah, I've been looking to try and buy my first house before this all happened. So I mean, this just goes such a long way.
Unbelievable work. Congratulations again on coming number 1 overall in SuperCoach.
Even despite Phantom's doing his best to try and do it.
Please keep listening to us next year, despite what happened.
Don't listen to Phantom.
No, very impressive. Blake, some good lessons there as well for all SuperCoaches. Some good insight into what it takes to win.
Thanks for having me, guys.
One final, the Dooz's Disciples. Where's the team name?
Well, my nickname's been Dooz for a while, and I'm not really too sure. It's just I don't really like coming up with new names, so I've just run with that for a few years now.
Love it. Well, it's now in the history books. The number 1 coach in 2025. Thanks very much for joining us, Blake.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
Enjoy it.
Thanks, guys.
I can't believe, Phantom, you nearly derailed. Oh, man.
Yeah. I was having a chat with him pre-show, like just setting up, to bring him on. I'm like, oh, do you happen to listen? He's like, yeah, no, I listened to the show. Yeah, one of the things I listened to was trading in Nick Martin after the Phantom's advice. And I was like, oh, this is coming up. Can't wait for that. Cannot wait.
So. You're not the people's Phantom anymore.
It's all worked out. If that doesn't happen, does everything else that followed happen? So am I actually need to thank me for delivering that?
Oh, God.
Do you think?
Probably not. Probably not. Great to hear from the overall winner, though. And again, I think, as you said, probably the biggest lesson learned that we just keep saying is hold those trades. It's so hard, but it's almost 2 seasons, isn't it, SuperCoach? You've got the first half and the second half when you almost make bigger moves in the second half when you hold on. But as he said, he actually took the lead. I think it was round 13 or 14. So he wasn't his first time in the lead. He didn't just, come for the final thing there. Yeah. In round 14, Dooz's Disciples took the lead, and then he remained in the top 10, top 20 for the remainder of the season. So really been around the top end for quite some time.
Is that the best SuperCoach trade we've ever seen? For 2 rounds. Got a guy for 2. How much did he win by? 20. 187, 186 was his trade.
Yep.
Almost 400 points. And he won by 20.
Yep. It's a massive cat. I mean, and to put the VC on him, like that was even with the previous score, it was a very unique move in last round, just because Riley O'Brien traditionally hasn't been a super easy matchup for rucks as well. But Sherry just went out and did Sherry things.
Yep.
So, huge move. Got him the W. Let's have a speak. Let's have a chat with
Hok Baby.
Our man
Wasn't
Hok
a good
Baby.
weekend for Hok Baby.
Wasn't a good weekend, but still comes number 2 in SuperCoach. Something he should be incredibly proud of, and we're keen to have a chat to him now.
Hok Baby, you're on the Phantom's Lair podcast. We are sorry that we're not obviously ringing with some better news, but still the number 2 SuperCoach in the world. A great achievement. How are you feeling after the weekend?
I just can't believe bloody Angus Clark turned up.
Oh, Dossie has been absolutely smug as he could be about Angus Clark turning up. It's disgusting.
Oh, it was bittersweet because I knew Hok Baby had him in his team as well.
It was not bittersweet for you, Dossie.
No. Look, I'll do this. I'll do this in your honour. Hopefully, you can hear this. There, he's in the pan for you there, mate. Angus Clark's in the pan.
He can stay in the pan.
Unbelievable.
You've taken it in your stride, though. Thanks for coming on. Now, you were top spot 9 of the final 12 rounds, including the final 5 weeks. So just walk us through the weekend. It must have been incredibly nervous for you on the run home here.
Yeah, I was a bit, I don't know, I was a bit mixed when the Thursday, Friday, Saturday was all right. I guess I almost vice-captained Butters, but thought Grundy probably had a bigger ceiling. So anyway, we saw how that worked out. And then Jack McRae got named sub, and Dos actually messaged me and told me that.
Dos was the one that told you.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet.
Well, I just knew. I saw it come up and I was like, hey, man, he's in trouble here. He had no trades left. I wasn't giving inside intel. It was out by the Saints by that point. But
what did you do? What did you do the moment when you read that message? Was there a reaction?
I hate to say this, but I was kind of praying to the gods that there was some sort of injury. And there was one where Mason Wood got the blood rule, and there was some intrusive thoughts there. But anyway, he came on in the last quarter, and he scored 60 in the last quarter or something.
That's disgusting.
So there was that. But when he was a sub, I was like, okay, I'm probably in trouble here. And then he scored 60. Tom Green was on like 50 at 3/4 time. He ended up on 110. So then all of a sudden I thought I was back in it. So one of my mates made a spreadsheet, and, just 8 hours of horror watching 3 games back to back, updating the scores as we went. And then, we kind of got to the end of the Bulldogs game, and I knew that Dooz had Dale and Darcy. So that was, I don't know how they combined for whatever it was, like 110, but that was a win. And then, pretty much worked out that unless he had vice-captained Sherry or Butters, that I would have won. And then, as it turned out, he got Sherry, but the reason why he won was because of Angus Clark, our mate. So,
oh no, yeah, I think there's a few pannable offences there for you. Definitely stiff in the final round with the Jack McRae sub. I mean, the combination of them all. And Brodie Grundy, who would have thought he was going to go 104, fam?
Yeah, against Matt Flynn too. Would have been a hard watch. But speaking of hard watches, how hard were you cheering Will Ashcroft against the Hawks on Sunday night? How was that? Take us through that.
Well, I'm a Hawthorns fan.
Yes, so were you? What were you doing?
I pretty much said I don't care if we lose as long as Ashcroft, kills it.
Yeah.
But I had the live scores because Dooz didn't have anyone in that game. So once Ashcroft got to 61, I knew that I was ahead without captains taken into account. So halftime I was laughing. He was on 58 or something. And then, he kind of went missing in the third quarter for a little bit. And I was cheering him harder than Hawthorn, which is saying something.
Yeah.
But it was a bit of fun. It was a lot of fun, to be honest. The hour and a half after the Hawthorn game was I was a wreck. I had a few of my mates so far, and we're just sitting there refreshing the app. It was a good weekend. It was a good experience, and hopefully coming into next year where I've actually got a bit of experience, a bit of a plan. I don't spend the last 5 or 6 weeks without a trade because that cost me in the end.
So we know if you're listening for the first time, Hok Baby only played because his mate needed an extra for his league. So you are confirmed back in for 2026 now.
Yeah, I would have put the boots up if I had won, but you can't stop now.
One and done.
That would have been the most iconic SuperCoach season ever. Just, done, take the 50K, I'm out. So, obviously, would probably want some trades going into the final games for next year. But what lessons are you going to take for 2026?
Actually, not even trades wise. I think it's just cover. Like I had backline cover, I had midfield cover, and I didn't have forward cover. And as it turned out, the only cover I needed was the forward line, because either it was Rankin or McRae, or it was only the forward line that actually needed the cover. So, I mean, yeah, probably just trying to sort of forward plan where a bit more DPP, so that if someone is injured, or McRae, like when he's a sub, you do have the option to cover, like what Dooz had with Angus Clark. And then, yeah, I mean, not much, to be honest. I was always going to be aggressive during the bye round, so just trying to get a bit of a leg up on everyone who was holding players, which I think sort of, scoring big in the bye rounds put me ahead of a lot of people. But yeah, keeping probably at least one trade until the last 2 weeks, no matter what, and then just having cover on every line would probably be the two things that I'll do next year.
All right, noting all that down for myself next year, and I might be seeing you up the top end on the race home for the 50K next season. But now we know you don't have the 50 Gs, but what is the plan for the prize money there? You mentioned the other time that we spoke to you, maybe a little bit on the footy trip coming, and I know you're still in the race for your real finals in real footy.
No, we're out.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So not this week, just gone, but last week we played the top side and lost by 2 points, and we had to win to get in.
It's a tough couple of weeks for Hok Baby.
I hope the Hawks win next week, or the week one of the finals for you. Need some luck.
I might give up footy and just start following soccer or something.
SuperCoach EPL?
Yeah, I looked at that, but the prize isn't 50 grand, is it? So
yeah, very fair point. Very fair point there. Nah, thanks so much for joining us, taking your stride. And as we said, number 2 overall.
Yep.
Not many coaches can say that they've done that. I certainly can't. Well, none of us here can. And it's something to be super proud of. So congratulations on number 2 overall in SuperCoach 2025, Jordan.
I appreciate it, guys, and love the content, the podcast all year. It's, whether it's captains or the buy, hold, sell, it's been one of the biggest things in me making my decisions. So really appreciate it as well.
I'll touch base with Jordan next year, maybe pre-season, see how his team's shaping up. The listeners and the viewers might want to know how he's going.
Absolutely. Thanks again, mate.
See you, mate.
See ya.
No worries, guys. See you later.
That's rough. 2 points knocked out in his final.
Yep.
Had his mates over. Probably about to go on the footy trip with him, just hoping there's a bit extra money in it for them.
How much?
Still a great year.
If you got the 50K, how much money would you put onto a footy trip from that?
Oh, not much.
No.
Oh, that's good.
Did for what? 5K?
Yeah.
This is the 2025 SuperCoach Awards show, guys. Going to go through a few categories and announce some winners of some players, then talk a bit. There's a few interesting categories you're going to like here, I reckon, Sim.
Okay.
We've got our SuperCoach MVP. Now, I won't do a quiz. There's going to be a quiz to come. So I'm just going to announce some of the players for the SuperCoach MVP for the season. There's only 2 nominations here, and I think there's a clear winner. Max Gawn, number 1 for total points this season, 2,931. Played every game, averaged 127.4. Unbelievable. Nominated for the SuperCoach MVP. The only other nomination, can you guys guess who that would be?
This has to be the winner, Angus Clark.
Not yet. He's might have a say in one of the other nominations.
He has to be the MVP.
Bont, of course. Number 1 for average, despite only playing 18 games. 130, cracked the 130 mark in SuperCoach, 130.6. 5 scores over 150 and 2 scores over 170. But I think it's got to go to the bobblehead that still survives in the studio. Maxi Gawn, number 1 for total points. Went down, as we said, the number 1 coach picked him up in round 6 for, he reckons, about that in the 500K mark, which is incredible. We were potentially writing him off. Some were writing him off in the first few rounds, especially when he got dominated by Tristan Sherry. I think it was in the first round of the season.
Second round?
First or second round.
Yep.
Speaking of Tristan Sherry,
SuperCoach MVP.
I'll have to ring him and apologise for We just robbed him.
Yeah.
Of the MVP.
Yep.
Season-long MVP this is. He missed a couple of games there that were critical. So maybe the MVP for our number one, but not the season-long MVP for 2025. The Norm Smith, though. SuperCoach Grand Final performance.
Zach Brothers.
Correct.
Sherry.
Zach Butters is up there, 191. These are the nominations, 191. Tristan Sherry, 186. And Lockie Whitfield, 176. Now,
Angus Clark in the votes.
Angus Clark in the votes too. just missed out Angus Clark. I don't know. I think even though he's the second highest scorer, we got to give it to Tristan Sherry
Have
there
to be. Yep.
for winning the overall prize.
You
As
got-
we said, number two.
Ken's going to put you and the All-Australian selectors in the pan.
Got to give it to Sherry. Came back for those two huge games, back-to-back 180s, gets the Norm Smith in the grand final performance as well. Now, I've got one here for you, Sim. Now, I think we can allow you to give out this award, but I've got some nominations. So it is for the Pew Pew, the point of difference of the year. I've got 3 nominations for you. I think there's probably one obvious one. George Hewitt finished
Your boy.
under 10% owned, 9th for most total points for the season and averaged 112. Was a pod all season long, 9th for most total points across all positions. Ed Richards, 11th for most total points, finished at 9.3% ownership and played every game after we were worried about an injury in the preseason, played every game. The final one, though, Brodie Grundy, 2nd for most total points, ended at 8.5% ownership and never got above around the 12-13%, I want to say, even at his sort of peak price, because nobody could the ruck positions were taken, nobody believed in it, and it was too late by the time he went up. Who's the winner of the Pew Pew of the year?
I'm going to have to say Ed Richards.
Ed Richards. Well, it had to be a Pew Pew.
Well, Grundy didn't get his second double hundy, so
Yeah, stuff him.
Grundy, strong case, but Grundy for years has been, a set and forget kind of guy.
Yep.
True. The true Pew Pew, Ed Richards coming in, becoming an A-grade midfielder. That's what we want to see.
Love to hear it. Don't have a little sting for this one, but Cash Cow of the Year nominees, and we might have a late nominee, Blake, with Blake coming in, the dairy farmer Cash Cow, but this might even almost be in the quiz category, because who do you guys think? Now, this is just from Dossie doing a quick scrape of the data. I've had a look through. I'm hoping these are as accurate as possible, but I have done this manually. Who do you guys think made the most money in 2025? Who was the number one cash cow this year?
Max Hall.
He's up there. He was 3rd from the data that I saw. Again, this was just Dossie manually doing
Tom McCarthy.
Tom McCarthy in at number 2. There was one above, which I don't think it's tough to remember. So Tom McCarthy in at 2, 313.9 thousand he went up this year. Max Hall went up 300K. But number 1, Zach Reed went up 318K before he went down.
I forgot about him.
Forgot about him too, but was the number 1 cash cow. And then we had to all jump off. So, yep.
Deserving winner.
Incredible. Yep. This one's an easy one. And I do have a sting for this one, thankfully. The bust of the year. Who do you guys think was the bust of the year? This is an easy one. Who lost the most money for the season?
Sam Flanders.
Sam Flanders. Went down $303,700 to be the bust of the year. Into our just 2 more categories here. The Bebop nominees. Who was the best bloke on the Phantoms Lair podcast for the year? Bebop. There's only 2 nominations here. 5 names for his preseason work, press conference questions, and European edition of Buy, Hold, Sell.
And dyeing his hair.
And dyeing the hair,
Yeah,
and
For the cause.
And then Dossie. The Peter Garrett burning of the midnight oil to produce this podcast tonight at 10 o'clock. A solo pod dedication as well. And just all around top bloke status. And you guessed it correctly.
To my voting.
It's me.
No, you guessed it correctly. The answer is Dossie there.
5 names is best bloke on the pod.
So he's just giving himself the award. Oh, this is like Donald Trump.
I do actually have a quiz to finish off, just a bit of a fun quiz for some stuff that we said in the preseason. Now, this is a new addition, a new little segment of Who Said This? Who said this in the preseason?
Generally.
George Wardlaw to average 105.
Phantom.
Hang
Hang on a sec. Gotta get there.
What'd the average?
Let's get. I prefer the sounds like this. Hang on. Correct. Phantom did say that. I think he averaged about 60.
Yeah, not a lot.
The second one. Matt Roberts will be a top 6 defender.
It's a stitch up.
Phantom?
Correct.
Well, he's playing the
I know
VFL,
where
isn't he?
I know where this is going.
Which player, who here was incredibly high on Christian Petrarca this preseason and impressed them with some of the preseason trial matches? So who was going to jump on Christian Petrarca this preseason?
Phantom.
Any other guesses?
Dossie.
The one person that didn't ever have him in their team. Talked him up in the trial matches. Never owned him myself. Horn Francis will outscore Zach Butters.
Oh, yeah.
5 names.
Yep.
5 names did say that. As his hot take, though, I
Yeah.
will say. Dane Zorko will be a burn man. Who said that?
Oh, does he?
Muscles.
Wasn't me. Was the hipster.
Hipster.
Hipster came in with that take. Now, this was a funny one. I looked back at this. Who said Lockie Neal is an absolute lock and was definitely, you had to pick him, basically. I wish I got the sting for this. It was like, had to pick him.
Even myself a Phantom.
Old
Oh.
Fant. Old Fant.
Well, it was after the cyclone.
Old Fant was big on old little lock.
He did me.
He's a Lockie Neal truther. And then finally, this deserves a nuff alarm. This is probably the worst of a lot. Jeremy Finlayson looks like prime Luke Ryan and could have 2 130s in the first 3 rounds.
We told you straight away that was wrong. Straight away. Yeah, good way to finish.
Poor old Dossie.
Nuff.
Poor old Dossie.
You're a nuff.
Bad take. There you go, fans. That's what we've got for the
Been a good year.
2025 award show. It has been a fun year. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Finally, I think we just finished Phantom with
1 pan.
1 pan to
Oh,
finish.
wait, a nice comment here from Luke on X. Last year, it was his first SC. He had no idea what he was doing. Absolutely got roasted in my league. Started to take it more seriously this year. Listen to the Lair every week. Won my league and finished just outside the top 4,000. Cheers, Lair boys.
Woo.
Left, right. Hashtag left, right, good night.
Wow. So that's not even a pan. That's a nice bit of pan.
It shows
raise.
that people can overcome adversity.
But here, one from Hawksy. This is the closing pan of the year.
Okay.
Hawksy. Ross Lyon for costing a bloke 50K by making McRae sub. Has to be.
It has to be the
In the
all-time-
pan, Ross Lyon.
an all-time pan. Let's finish it off, Fant. We're going to talk some SuperCoach Finals, possibly next week. But well, who are we looking at in 2026? Who's our early picks? Who's our early locks? We speak about it now. Maybe this can feature on next year's Who Said This. Obviously, I got my first pick locked away.
You are who?
Oh, Sammy Flanders, straight back in.
Oh, jeez.
Straight back in, underpriced. He's going to be all right.
right.
He's clearly injured. Plus, he'll be
Yeah.
hopefully at the Mighty Weagles.
Okay. I am Archie Roberts.
Whew. Nice little pew-pew, I reckon.
That's it.
He might still be a pew-pew next year.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Jasper Fletcher as well.
Jasper.
We'll like that.
What about you, Fant? I'm going to throw in another one.
George Wardlaw?
Matthias Filippo. It's almost. I'm jumping back. I'm just going to go back to the well with all these picks. Dossie's the thing about Dossie. He's never wrong. He's just early.
Well, you're a loyal man.
Never wrong, just early. So
Yeah, it's Phantom.
Flanders and Pooh straight back in.
George Wardlaw?
Yeah, talking about him.
That's semi-serious. Can Finn Callahan be a 120 man next year? Not first picked, but is he one to then go to the uber elite level? What about one here from the Crows we spoke about? Going to be cheap. Sid Draper. Can he actually make some ground and be a cash cow starter next year?
Actually, the one player you're going to lock in if you're talking about cash cows is Jagger Smith.
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking rookies. Come on.
Yeah.
They pick themselves usually.
Come on, Phantom.
Come on, Fant.
That was it.
Look at him.
He's
That
lost.
was it.
He's lost.
I'm done.
He's done.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Now, if you have enjoyed the show and you're still listening to this point of the season and to this point of the podcast, you must be a loyal listener. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Give us a like, subscribe there. It really goes a long way to support the show. And the last Apple review we got, not so nice, Van. Not so nice. Wants to stop the in-jokes. Wants to stop the bants off the top. So, what do we do there, Fan?
Any review is a good review, as far as I've said. But no,
Absolutely.
thank you to all the loyal Lair listeners and the new ones.
Yep.
Took it up a notch, I think, in 2025, and hopefully we'll do that again in 2026. Let us know what we should be doing differently, what you want to hear. We don't care about what you don't want to hear, but let us know. Feedback is always taken on board, and stick around because still plenty of SuperCoach Finals coverage. After that, we into what happens in the 2026 preseason. So
Can't wait. Dossie's going top 1% next year. Top 10, top 100. I'll be in the DMs of the winners. Don't you worry about
You
that.
will be.
Getting their advice.
well played. See you next year.
See ya.
Yeah.